Three little girls with superpowers, a city to protect, and an unstoppable wave of adventures. Powerpuff Girls wasn't just a cartoon, it was a phenomenon. But somewhere along the way, the magic faded. Why did a show that defined a generation suddenly lose its charm? What happened behind the scenes that the fans never saw? Today, we're diving deep, from the creation of these crime-fighting girls to the reasons their magic slowly slipped away. By the end, you'll see this isn't just about a cartoon, it's about changing times, creative struggles, and a cultural shift that no one saw coming. The story of Powerpuff Girls begins in 1992, in the mind of Craig McCracken, a young animation student at CalArts. Originally called Powerpuff Girls, yes, you heard that right, it had a very different punch. The concept was simple yet revolutionary. Three kindergarten-aged girls created by a chemical accident, each with her own personality: Blossom, the leader; Bubbles, the heart; and Buttercup, the fighter. These girls weren't just cute, they were strong, smart, and unapologetically badass, fighting crime in a city called Townsville. By 1998, Cartoon Network officially picked up the series, launching it into the hearts of millions worldwide. And the show did more than entertain, it challenged norms, empowered young girls, and delivered humor and action in perfect balance. The early episodes weren't just cartoons. They were miniature masterpieces, blending action, comedy, and satire. The writing was clever, the animation bold, and the personalities instantly memorable. The Powerpuff Girls were more than characters, they were a movement. The show's peak came in the early 2000s. Powerpuff Girls wasn't just popular, it was everywhere. Ratings skyrocketed. Merchandise sold like wildfire. There were video games, toys, clothing, even breakfast cereal. What made it so special? It was relatable yet aspirational. Kids could see themselves in these tiny girls with enormous powers, while adults appreciated the clever jokes, parodies, and cultural references. Townsville became a household name, and villains like Mojo Jojo, him, and Fuzzy Lumpkins became iconic. But behind the success, subtle cracks were forming, cracks that would slowly erode the very magic that made the show unforgettable. By the mid-2000s, changes started creeping in. Cartoon Network demanded more episodes, faster production, and tighter schedules. The original creative team, including McCracken, was stretched thin. The writing, once sharp and clever, began to feel repetitive. Filler episodes replaced story-driven arcs. Villains lost their edge. The humor became more exaggerated, more chaotic, less smart. Fans started noticing, and they weren't happy. Another factor: the reboot and later spin-offs. In 2016, the Powerpuff Girls were reimagined with new voices, new animation, and modern pop culture references. But the core essence, the balance of action, charm, and clever humor, was missing. Nostalgic fans felt betrayed. Even small changes, like character design tweaks, shift in personality traits, or emphasis on sillier humor, made longtime fans feel disconnected. Townsville still existed, but it no longer felt like their Townsville. And once the connection breaks, the magic is hard to reclaim. Another key reason the magic faded lies behind the camera. Animation isn't just drawing, it's storytelling, timing, voice acting, music, and editing, all perfectly synchronized. When networks take over creative control, pressure increases. Deadlines shorten. Budgets shrink. Original vision gets compromised. McCracken and the original crew left, citing burnout and creative differences. New teams often lack the original chemistry, the witty writing style, and the subtle charm. Even small deviations, like changing Bubbles' innocence or Buttercup's temper, altered the audience's perception. And let's not forget competition. New cartoons emerged, shows with louder visuals, faster pacing, and edgier humor. Powerpuff Girls, with its deliberate, clever style, struggled to keep up in a saturated market. Fans didn't stay quiet. Forums, social media, YouTube reactions, everyone noticed the shift. Many expressed anger, disappointment, or nostalgia for the originals. Memes circulated, Powerpuff Girls isn't what it used to be. The original charm was gone, replaced by a polished but hollow version of what made the series magical. Culturally, audiences had changed too. Kids wanted faster humor, more chaotic visuals, and relatable memes. Powerpuff Girls' subtle storytelling, clever satire, and emotional arcs felt slower and old-fashioned to new viewers. And when your audience evolves faster than your show, even the strongest brand can lose its sparkle. So why did Powerpuff Girls lose its magic? It wasn't one single reason. It was a perfect storm: creative burnout, network interference, repetitive writing, shifting audience expectations, and cultural changes. But even though the later seasons and reboots failed to capture the original brilliance, the legacy of Powerpuff Girls remains untouchable. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup inspired generations, girls and boys, animators and fans alike, teaching us that even the smallest can be the strongest. Magic may fade, but legends, they never die.